I was making a delivery to a luxury apartment building late in the evening, the kind of place where everything looks expensive, and out of reach where the marble floors shine under crystal chandeliers and the air itself seems to whisper that you do not belong there. When I heard people laughing near the entrance, the kind of laughter that comes from feeling superior, from looking down on others, from believing that your worth is measured by the building you live in, I was holding the delivery bag tightly in my hands and checking the address on my phone screen, making sure I had the right apartment number when one man looked directly at me with a smirk on his face and said, "You're late." Delivery guy, even though I wasn't, even though I had arrived exactly on time, like my time meant nothing to him. Like the traffic I fought through and the stairs I climbed didn't matter at all. Another person standing beside him laughed loudly and added with a mocking tone, "At least he's doing something useful, at least he's not sitting around doing nothing." And they all found it incredibly funny, slapping each other on the back and grinning widely. While I stood there pretending not to hear it, pretending their words didn't cut deep, pretending it didn't bother me even though it absolutely did. I've been a delivery driver for years now. Countless years of long, exhausting days on the road, battling traffic jams that never seem to end, working through rain that soaks you to the bone, enduring heat that makes you dizzy, shivering through cold that numbs your fingers. Constantly rushing from one address to another, constantly apologizing for things beyond your control, constantly feeling like you exist only for a few fleeting seconds in someone's day before being completely forgotten. People talk to you like you're merely part of the app interface, not a real person with feelings and dreams and struggles, just someone who magically shows up at their door with their food, delivers it without a word, and then disappears back into the void from which they think you came. I apologized anyway, forcing a polite smile and nodding my head. Because arguing with customers never helps your situation. It only makes things worse. And because sometimes finishing the job and getting paid matters more than defending your wounded pride or standing up for your dignity in that moment. As I handed over the delivery bag carefully, making sure not to spill anything, one of them looked directly into my eyes with a condescending expression and said slowly, "This must be all you'll ever do. This must be the peak of your existence." And that was the precise moment when it really hit me hard, when the weight of their judgment crashed down on my shoulders like a physical force. They didn't see a person standing there in front of them, a human being with hopes and fears and responsibilities, just a uniform that represented service, just a delivery bag that symbolized convenience, just someone temporarily passing through their privileged world before vanishing back into obscurity. I stood there for a second longer than necessary, frozen in place, feeling incredibly small in that grand hallway, feeling completely invisible despite being right in front of them, feeling like none of my daily effort and sacrifice and hard work mattered to anyone at all. That's when the elevator doors opened behind them with a soft mechanical sound. A man stepped out confidently, well-dressed in an expensive suit, moving with calm authority, clearly having heard more of the conversation than they realized, his expression serious and his eyes sharp with understanding. He looked at the group with a steady gaze and asked in a clear voice, "Is there a problem here? Is something wrong?" One of them laughed nervously this time and said dismissively, No problem at all. Just the delivery guy being slow as usual." The man didn't smile or join their laughter. Instead, he looked directly at me with recognition and warmth in his eyes and said clearly for everyone to hear, "That delivery driver standing before you is my brother, my family." The hallway went completely silent in an instant, the kind of silence where you can hear your own heartbeat. He explained calmly but firmly that I worked 2 demanding jobs every single day, that I helped support our entire family financially, that I was carefully saving money for future goals and dreams, that I sacrificed my time and energy for people I loved, and that honest work of any kind never made someone less worthy of basic human respect and dignity. The people who had been laughing so confidently just moments ago suddenly avoided all eye contact, their smiles fading rapidly, staring at the floor or the walls, realizing far too late how incredibly small and petty their words sounded, how their judgment revealed more about their character than mine. The man turned to me slowly, placed his hand gently but firmly on my shoulder in a gesture of solidarity and pride, and said with genuine emotion, "Thank you sincerely for what you do every day, for your dedication and your sacrifice." Like it actually mattered deeply to him, like my work had real value and meaning. I walked away from that building feeling lighter than I had felt all day long, my steps more confident, my head held higher, a warmth spreading through my chest that pushed away the cold sting of their earlier words. I'm still a delivery driver today, still making the same routes, still facing the same challenges, But I don't let anyone convince me anymore that my job makes me invisible or worthless or somehow less than human. If you've ever been looked down on for doing honest work of any kind, if you've ever felt small because of your profession or your circumstances, if you've ever questioned your own value, remember this story. Remember that respect says absolutely everything about the person giving it and nothing about the person receiving it.